Hello and welcome to news across Nigeria on Channels Television. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Coming up on the program today. Workers across the country join their counterparts around the world to celebrate the International Workers' Day. We take a look at the plight of workers, including higher wages and other important welfare issues. And staff of defunct College of Education, Ekeadolo, protest over the non-payment of their salaries running into 4 months. Happy May Day to all the workers. It's May the 1st today, and workers in Nigeria and around the world are taking the day off in observance of the official Workers' Day, also known as International Labour Day. The holiday was first promoted by the International Workers Association in 1904 to commemorate the slaughter of protesting laborers in Haymarket Square in Chicago, USA in 1886. It was also to be a day to push for the 8-hour workday and other demands. Workers' Day is a day set aside to celebrate workers and encourage them. The theme for this year's celebration is Role of Labor and Workers in National Development, Dare to Struggle and Dare to Win. In Nigeria, workers across the state hold rallies to demand for better welfare, working conditions, and also the need for government to take action to address the high unemployment rates in recent years.
Workers across the world are celebrating May Day, discussing ways of improving their welfare and working conditions. In different states of Nigeria, rallies are held to mark the day. Hundreds of workers gather at the UJS Wene Sports Stadium in Calabar, where Governor Ayade has ordered the payment of the 2014 gratuity, among others.
This is a very, very good calisthenic balance that shares the concerns of the government and appreciating the challenges of workers. And I think I must commend you for being very balanced in the whole process.
Workers in Delta State also came out in their numbers to mark the day with a match passed. It's a stark contrast at the Metropolitan Square in Ilorin, Kwara State, where a faction of the Nigerian Labour Congress assembles, with the venue near empty at another location.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
Another faction of workers under the aegis of the United Labour Congress gathering. The workers seem not to be on the same page concerning the new minimum wage.
They should sit tight, because today we are expecting the federal government to announce our minimum wage.
If the Nigerian government can avoid to pay to the Senate, to pay to the House, that's huge amount they get on monthly basis. They should be able to increase the take-home of Nigerian workers.
Workers under the aegis of Nigeria Union of Electricity Employees in Osun State marked the day with a call for a review of the privatization of the power sector. In Ogun State, workers have been commended by the governor for their dedication to work and steadfastness in the discharge of their duties.
I urge you not to downplay the provisions of the Public Service Rule and other extant laws. As law-abiding citizens, continue to exercise your civil rights and duties in line with the provisions of Constitution, and purge yourselves of fifth colonies, whose only mission is to lead us on the path of ignominy and unnecessary confrontation.
It's also Celebration Day for workers at the Michael Okpara Square in Enugu. They want their state government to implement the National Health Insurance Scheme and enforce the Child Rights Law. And to the northern region, where civil servants in both public and private sector in Kaduna State, members of the union are asking both the federal and state governments to address the socio-economic challenges facing the nation.
We are out basically for the welfare of the workers, and that is why we have proposed the minimum wage of 96,000 naira.
Elsewhere, in Benue State, it's a different story. A coalition of the civil society stormed the IBB Square, protesting the incessant killing of farmers in their state. In Nigeria's northeast, Yobe State, the celebration is marked with a march past, with the deputy governor and other dignitaries in attendance. Promises made, promises broken. With the current economic realities, the NLC wants more action, insisting their demands must be met.
Meanwhile, the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, has lent his voice to celebrate the resilience and dedication of Nigerian workers, describing them as the mainstay of the economy. Dr. Saraki gave assurances that the National Assembly, under his leadership, will ensure that workers' welfare is improved, asking them to continue to put in their best, as their efforts shall never be in vain. The Senate President says in a statement, and I quote, "There can be no economic growth without the contribution of workers, and there can be no national development without economic development. Our workers play crucial roles in all we attain as a nation, and that fact needs to be recognized always." End of quote. He therefore called on the workers' union to always toe the line of peace and dialogue in making their demands, as both employers and employees need one another to succeed. As Nigerians clamor for change in the country, the senior pastor, Covenant Christian Center, and convener of the Platform series, has challenged the youth to be more aware politically and vote wisely in the forthcoming elections. He was speaking during the Workers' Day series of the Platform. He believes that Nigerians have learnt to lower their expectations, and nothing shall get in the way of getting the exact kind of leadership we deserve.
The power to change the course of this nation lies not only in you pointing to the leader, but the truth is there is an office, all right, a role for leaders, but an enlightened and engaged, all right, citizenry there can make great impact in transforming this nation. We could say, in other words, citizens who are educated and actively participating in the political affairs of their nation, the system through which good leaders are elected and held accountable. If the enlightened ones in our society get into a place where they believe they can effect a change, right, or they cannot affect a change because of their past experiences, then those who want to control the affairs of this nation for purely selfish reasons have actually won. So, the entire generation, though they be qualified and able, they feel helpless to change anything. This platform, we are therefore speaking directly to that generation. We are saying that there is a way to get involved and engaged. That if historically nothing has changed when we once tried, it doesn't mean that our future must be surrendered to our past experiences. It's more than just picking up PVCs for an election. Right? The lowest form of power in the democratic process is casting your vote on election day. The truth about the matter is this, that a delegate in a national political party, his vote is worth about 100,000 PVCs on election day, because they have the power to choose who you will choose from. So if they give you the option, and I'm not saying in any sense of being rude, but if they give the option of a dog and a cat, then you, with your PVC, can only choose either a dog or a cat.
And when we return on News Across Nigeria in just a moment, we'll take a look at the plight of Nigerian workers. These and more coming up shortly. Stay with us.